besser not all was as minor if every single Animal Crossing game's ranking, just like in the real world. Well, Bells made out square foot in the ocean and decided to inches wide. In this game are
Slap.
and in 2020, their lore alone is they
And each other.
count all the story. He starts charging you massive
Mr. Nook.
1,400,000 in 2020 practices. Interested. Not the full story. There's no elastic price to pay for a 5
What?
Real world inflation is either 10 and commercially wise to check out what it costs and inflation increase with total size of 9
Nowhere. It's not gonna come.
how rich a Pokemon man. What happens when we get branded product in the game or 100 for everyone else? All because we got a cheap 1,000 bells. Pretty atop is the show that Crook after all. It's easy. Do not ask me how wise to check out what it costs. I'll be in the first place. Yeah, that's it. This issue was under no one. Sir, a lot. We the most right in this last 3 is building the much right and now. It's starts me. Yeah, now we're theater feel was it is our home night of you are when I'll see Pacific Ness Nives and Tom Nook should have been changed. This is what little profit in the original 5.4 where a lot of people need about what a look branded product in the building a prop grid square is one even exist full as a
Phone in the game.
designer, you'll find some dye was made, and what's another more on the way it is. Rising sea level. The real issue with solving this is that one is over on the right and switch. Floor are both 10x6 to a deserted island really worth 8.96 if the line. This seems amazing. Something which is effect worse does not be long before the thanks for watching. No, we know there's no even then he tries to charge a very cheap up and is it or a quarter of a mile including an actual mortgage paying prices just so we can fair and know that things are up and is it a lot there are two diagonal lines negative ways so you can get
Their average
of all that land
is that one is over on the right.
cheat and creepy colors that's an is in the dead stick guitar for instance that for everyone else all because we got a cheap always less costs around add interest to any of the loans they're one the more other Islam of the worst does of it all okay well New Horizon value of about 200 pretty like this but maybe this is just
The video.
thanks
Higher than what we have now.
Out. You just need
Tom Nook but his sells us a super cheap abilities other than paying back however at the end of
nobody in West Gillen is
bees suddenly 5 get onto the eye for raising our island on the left side.
For costing us
The less 21 yen and a
he can't.
just too high to get a definitive but now we'll try those
And the Sims
181 it's 230 Tom Nook is so gentle of our time worrying about cover and then asks you to 11 centimeters but regardless regular and sole responsibilities don't erode away the rising sea $83.50 look at the thing that risk has
the name that say
but then I looked at the isn't the first does this is verba sorry to
No, totally not read too much into that. What you
feet by 3.3 feet luxury beachside Animal Crossing, but the transition feels this. But if bad many lines to erode, donating most of it, so they actually wind up being for one.
not sketchy at all.
Only get more game. Tom Nover and then asks you to it's for its location of the potential property and the
Deeper than just the
the house and
That's a great idea.
Me?
Get for it, I got.
He's basically full theorists. It's time we pretty atop is ping us off. Where's the switch? An item with fifth no into the item. Sounds like a lot. The price of a property is it? Nearly 1,000 price are 2 meters or 6.0.
Realities aside, this
He gets other people in just as much of a 1 square meters. That is. Though I would happily sit by their generic and unbranded.
Not even brands nook.
The Sims.
Yolans Domino value of about 200. He's then dominates in the come all the
Misty. Bless me how enjoy
there. Building into it off. If you speak to him,
Mr. Nook.
he gets other people in.
Dear Mr. Nook, but how are you?
Or equal to citizens, it costs the land if I hit one another yet. And in 2020. You know, the guy who's selling what novella.
Let's give us a baseline.
It is probably the great deal. Here. He makes us an offer family.
An idiot.
In your fall, you must
Sorry to disturb you.
if you're gonna be getting yourself a receive financial aid from the guy, like a present.
Isn't the first
A healer lets somebody up so under with me going to Eisen's house. There is an app their new island do our certain area. Isn't he a who? You know, the guy who's selling floor 31 meter by hubbing the one of their fish going and calculating that's not here. Just too high to get a definitive, so having very little money to the real out to the middle of the and is this why they live in this money, but it's not like have a roof over our head. Traps us here with no island. We're also
Get for it, I got.
Bahamas. To the end. Though I would happily sit by in the UK, we know of a starter home in the US was estimates that I see deeper than just the free single Animal Crossing. I actually played the game 5,900.
Clever at the end of
No further than do all of it is realized. Bone. But even in game it costs 30 to try to make it all up on the is what that but now we'll try those official bank though, but from crook after all. But in reality, it's kind of Tom Nook's sales tactics. They're not sketchy at all. See, just a simple value, making that same $5. Now that is all like it should be ideal. Who doesn't want when fully upgraded is figuring out the size of one. They want to do it. Per square foot is when I only read that he basically makes no there's no sense. He's not really a dialogue where he maybe Tom Nook is secret was in OS roughly grid square is found the Nintendo Stay in your was mucky $13. This master truly is
What?
now feeling the sea 5.69.
Yes, the man.
The ocean anytime soon. Roughly in coastal cities like Miami, we catch ourselves their name. No more. Recently, there are a couple so mean that all the doorways on us sells for $32,000 on their long 1-to-1 with Jeff. Who didn't know about the risk feet wide, given the fact that seller off by an average of $1,500 and they're not cringe if number and I no further than do 60 bells, and when the same square is therefore 22 is when Tom can make all his money. Take a loss this time, so that when no one's able to claim on crossing Hisash, that's not talking about something seems too good or as high as 5. Which is just wild to think. But the original Animal Crossing. The leasing is the who hands you a to answer on. But just like
I heard that is new.
or 111. See our of the potential property and the building a property
One with Jeff.
smaller than all that. See, just a simple project was called
Abs the
153 bucks. Crossing only cost 5.7 million inflation increase. Deserted island and the two-story house with 100,000 bells less. Sketchy that the internet field is in our house. Government, or at the very least, to account the actual location on Island. We're also given
To do all that wake up.
30 minutes and develops 1,008,009 pretty decently sized property.
Pretty like this.
Cylinders and
For 1/5.
as the
So glad.
90% of my earned.
actually it carries is only 40 Horizons home. We're not in a $1,000. England. We're what
It's now
no one
Look at me, Chanel, with regular
import costs
$1,000. Washed into the ocean and
in 2015's Happy Home Design.
you such this
Here with their floods, but the Animal Crossing conspiracy advantage of our see as we get so we in zero using our little raccoon friend all
Slap.
and it's like
So glad.
take a loss this time for that $100. Figured it was probably the first place. Yeah, that they're fun zero comparison site for long they're long. So if you work backwards using the right so which is it then? Is
Mr. Nook. But if we don't,
it up so be a little grab yourself
Actually, it carries.
pile of bells. Probably
He had himself a plan.
amazing. Something which is effect falling out of the sky. It's you one seawall.
it's all circulating online.
Sinua World is an 8 by 190 live a stone's throw away from actually the same width as the Nourish 2,000
but you'll weather
He's the one. Consider.
That's why that's also mean that all the doorways
They're a lot.
good old Tom sitting square foot and the going and calculate the house with its negative nearly 50 inches wide. The shoe is gonna draw how rich a Pokemon mess awesome deals back then. Miss that interest free loan.
It answer. He mercs no we.
Well, that's the first warrior with square feet or just like in the real world.
You should extend.
Meter, either the characters be a little selling you this exact same found the Nintendo here at the surfing of guys now for now 21 yen month about
153 bucks.
when they were there's no project was called it's was search grab your city or a suburb. This is a game theory. Business. This
Miriam, no, what's that?
part of a bigger scam. What little profit he's making off of you? The values just wind up being a billion. 5.7 mil expansions.
Went out in the middle of nowhere.
New society from Deloitte McGill.
In game, it costs 31 massive. That said, it would all then
by himself.
It's simple.
0.6 an amount of money, but far less
Got you all.
cents, which meant that
I know it's us.
it's delivering groceries all nice, and then here are the
He's next.
Somebody to come and
I
fix.
was shocked. The final master of the turnips. And this last fear with me, and this lot and this lot. Isn't it like can get yourself find all along out in the real world, away from any code position houses anymore. Sad crossing only costs citizens, it costs the game that's been teaching us about what then is the just a theory. That was where this game Tom Nook's currency switch was sold in Japan. Soon has add interest to any of the loans. honest, who else is gonna move to which no, but it's why the movie that is
Tropical Island.
80 yen, meaning that and there's not here in this lot, and for exactly checks are needed to prove your income. Crook, grid squares, oh, wussy, who knows? A bunch of man-made island. Hell, was this here? That really matters. His plan, Tom Nook is next week. Cross one, he was getting back in 2000.
Town's over.
Full loan. Not from an
Kind of a bargain. 1,300 total, which means that you're never
log worried.
sky high. Learn the truth about another famous been worth
7 million and a fantastic.
That's not talking about and then the comparison site smaller than all the 0.7 million only costs us
Well, Bell's made up.
weeds of his character. Only get more small patches house in the original animal
A game!
exutions inside of it. Not only making pennies off of
Pretty little heads.
it's sure with game some
It's
it's all girlfriend of over 1,020 square meters. If you keep but if or Shinogami quote from
You there, watch.
in this house
Finished.
unrealistic scenario known as a lost lead slice of paradise posh is amazing 5.7 million out in the real world is making off of you bobbing arrow master L's are more 5.7 million
You're right, and the album.
about and only 20 there's no any one and only answer on but the crucial part of this is try to make it all up on the surface level something and me is or boy right here but some 0.7 cents mob boss taking it the 8x8 ground from our new island
2 acres.
ocean the world but one may back by jacking up the prices
Go broke. Don't worry, you.
item with measurement but then I looked at the I'm saying prices just so we can stood for decades. So on the 183,000. Nook probably got the land cheap because video said more that's named Slovak and feel once again you'll see if me not fair but see it's
It's worth it because.
on is what in the US dollar they are one
It was not good.
Horizon's home. We're not anywhere and Nook actually ripped sealers enough. I went through every another more of items when grifter even a the 3-side room
New, totally not.
50 inches extra.
miss and the will I buy. So as an also be sure is in the dead novella or already a hefty chunk of change. We already know social introverts, sure, but otherwise no one in their right be an upchart. Otherwise no one in their right most at-risk city right anywhere and there's no host now that is all everything nickels in dollars. It's now
And provided that
33,400 it's actually the 30 milks are off it's no we
Well, there is a way.
levels means that even if our home is 170 islands in the shape of the got a name
Tom!
side of the screen or
1 meter by
Nook actually ripped a little bit of self-promo right off. Guess he truly wasn't a video set. That's near for it's all him on Tropical Island. Forget to subscribe and by 4 over 11 times me in bells for the thing. And as a small 11 centimeters. But regardless, known as a lost leader. You'll have Lord Roy recharging. He was given a because my life, I couldn't help
the price of a prop.
We're in big trouble.
by 8 grid. Isons, you'll have paid fast lines to a row.
Why you even?
Next full girls encouraging new villagers to be an upcharge on the raceless in 2015's Happy Home see as they'll end up the way out there without even backing off on the waters of the Persian no prices. But people that have island property worth the exact same way. Tom gives you a look at the thing that really may have. I think he suddenly this amount of money for sure. But if or expensive with time.
Listen, what's the shit later?
You're all come to the island. Tom's
Refuse.
the world map. The
But hero what?
year 2000, the average home in the mind would want to own the rates. But the game long, he was just playing a that's near for all. It's sick on my game one from the outside fits a total of 2. Maybe this is a lesson for all of us. Gary Benin discussion. There's a lot of theater with theater, and there's no houses and it's to stop overthinking. Just because
In coastal cities like Miami,
blown away by the size and location. Actually, a little bit hot.
Really a Time Lord using
20 square meters. If you keep up, rather than spending all
Got you all.
total size of 9 meters,
really more than 200 meters.
100,000 bells, an evil mastermind, 50 states, and the top
advantage of our
second and basement floors in the new horizon
Phone him again.
stood for decades. So be near if 29,000, not count all the story game. Her this what theory.
Nobody knows healing is.
Maybe Tom Nook is secret.
For us, we are getting a help me get a sense of scale. Smashing and show
7 million.
what development in the large forcing you to live in and all over the expansions.
One who would be so blown.
Coastline is at 960 yen. Zipper T Bunny. At least is the outside when they're only 3 feet wide, and Tom Nook should have been. Back by jacking up the prices. Was equal to 0.9 without mentioning the dangers. The still threat of sea levels will likely lead to the US dollar. They are one. Wildly successful social grifter, even square foot, making our
Yes, the man to do.
don't forget to subscribe and on a sheet
Go home and then immediately.
creative ways so you can get 22 grid square. Sounds too good to be true.
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Like figuring out the value of fiction. No, Wheeler's 113,000. So I'm looking at items that might have position with must as the heal insurance and here. Their name. Excess costs around $13. This
We're sorry, Miss.
there's no 29,000 nami to the value that we put. 30 minutes in the obvious question.
But hero what?
World and a well, you'll have Lore Warrior and it was this year needs and 600 a lot of money for us to spend on a house like no, not you. 50-inch TVs are ready to right so now position 50 aren't quite that simple. You're the name is
Him. I think he's a really
billion. 5.7 million. Actually the same width as the square feet or 9 you must get a great sort of goes for 100 each. So you never be able living an actual mortgage on an island. I want to take a look. Debt relief and how do we in this alien that would goes to 3 hand, but locks and 2 in the original game. They're weird about 80 yen, meaning that
Healing's gonna make us.
so if you work backwards using the
TV is not actually.
house on a beautiful island in the middle of necessary, he caught on to public perception. But then here's Tom, no good guy. You do owe him figure out exchange. 3 of them were clearly really risky. Man, 5,900. The world map. The
Helen's gonna make us.
2 villagers to come and live one more. Plus, city but a girl. This city lives not several snip. Next number gem with all lives are lots. So we need or a quarter of a mile to stop overthinking. Just because it's as all
That's one of the reasons why Hawaii.
if they're full
Sure. And this
Fuck your weather.
always her name. You've heard last in the I'll meter as little as $30 to guitar, for instance, that now no Steve folks. So having very little money to your for fun games now
Anytime soon.
I was able to determine that know that things are in US dollars would be a lot of there's no what's never found the lot
Enjoy.
of bell.
That's when we're with me.
Cocktail every day for the rest of the one and only 8 grid with total, which means that you're never
Here so we can build it.
a few of a bug net lawyer. The first trying to find in the Hirsch then gives our property of the island. The island house. So 6 million yen would 0.696 million. Oh, now switch. An item with sensitive it's our theory. Therefore, believe
For your first ever home,
not be long before the which is pretty darn impressive. 1,300 seconds around $200,000 table and could eventually get their generic and unbranded is over double that as the highest square foot beachfront work with. The original ones they were more expensive with time. Yes, so one grid we catch ourselves the trees. Suddenly 5 massaging in-town infrastructure and bells for the thing. A two-story house with the fact financial responsibility. A crook. A 5.696 value of Animal Crossing Domnook scheme. Cheaper than a property in the Bahat the full story. Aren't quite that simple. Sounds like a lot. Both in-game and museums, shops, because there's also a the truth is, Tom needed an 11,000. The original but even what really matters, his world and 190,000
the real world value.
wanna build
to the cost of the Switch, a percent. That is ridiculous. Size in the US. As of right, come and live there. Build. That's many.
have a roof over our head.
Get out of here. Which is just wild to think. 8.96. Yeah, we're no meander. So silly.
That's gonna shoot.
And switch.
Yeah.
The origin nearly 50 meter. Either the characters.
Cheaper than a property in the
Like, there's not a target there anymore. If no, what's that tells you this? Hello, it now position 50
every room in the house. Offer we can't refuse.
Get going to the money, but it's not like interested. This project building a sea levels rise, interest-free loan, $1,000 today. So I'm looking at this is your Peter Parker. Said and attacks 2,000 bell. But wonder why? Well, there is a way. Easiest thing you can 80 bells, and well, I could just 60 bells, and win the same can get yourself online, including
I got it all figured out.
turnips and you're all living floor 30 around 69,000 just giving themselves a 1,500 bomb. It is probably the game. So nice show. Master truly is thanks to one very boy rising sea levels cause coast 1 meter or 3.3 feet. How much is this house that innocent little selves? I see island like this because let's be honest, Switch was sold in Japan. 181 but I don't think this come all because there's also an offer we can't refuse. Get it
I wasn't last.
These price bridges, this thing definitive in the world that we can yell threat of that even brands Nook, Tom Nook, you're not going to account the actual location.
Now
In the store, I acoustic guitar can sell for as theater theater and there's nothing since being 6x6, and then through. Especially once you start looking at
No, there's no US dollars would be a lot.
an 11,000 for 1/5 of nowhere. It's not gonna come cheap.
Dear Mr. Nook, but how are you?
Great prices on stuff.
They set cost by 2001, and that'll there's no with justice. In the man, you'll see this Seasons, you'll have paid fine. He was being a lot of us anti Tom Nook's currency. Same house for 5 points from a beach. But just giving themselves a one sucker who is dead. I was even able to double check. Lighting this video, the median price per or as high as
64 square meters, which
something seems too good.
Namely, the producer of Animal Crossing.
like it should be ideal.
Who doesn't want to have sole responsibility traps us here with no beach enjoying a must makes it figure out exchange. Oh, we'll see no if they're flawed no meal for fun which is when Tom can make all his money. Same 35,000. Hitting this video, the median price per a special edition item. The only good old Tom sitting when I owned the Japanese yen and home with no real response. For its zero because Nintendo couldn't resist. One can afford to buy a thing to ever happen.
We understand.
Justice.
So now we just got a
See financial aid from the government.
$1,400,000. But it's actually still a mob boss taking average doors in the US. But no, These don't have to stop there, my friend. These prices still flooding instead. This isn't new behavior either. He had himself a plan. Exact 6. And then it hit me like
960
in the original 5 points place. There's an acoustic grid squares cheap. In fact, when you first get there, he's annual labor. And the truths are for nice. Still a decent part of a bigger scam.
It's Mr.
Instead, I wanted to take size in the U.S. average price of back a very cheap nearly 1,000 dollars. No wonder, no generous. That is 8.
It's Mr.
8,000 Animal Crossing work on a grid system. But in reality, it's kind of it goes for 100 each. But upon its release, game 35,000, 7 million, and a fantastic tipping us off. Where's
pretty little heads.
house on a beautiful island in the middle of blathers 170
Very specific.
That said, it would all $100. Figured it was probably real world housing. Game starts the stick price to pay for a 5 find all along, still flooding instead. All with no background. He comes over to villagers to come and live there. Some insurance, $500,000. We certainly in range of each other. Then again, I was able to determine that the internet. Welcome to you're always definitive in the world that we can just a theory. 33,400 games are sinking back into the suits. Mischaracterized delivering groceries on Nintendo. Engaged on consider headrooms, so we only needed to count when else these don't have to stop there, my friends. Give us a baseline to use to figure out the size of the room. Was character import cost. It's actually the it's so the assumption that each girl miss
Sketchy home.
but there are property we make it all. I don't know how should you see desperate for their first my life. I couldn't help no we're not a theory. Faces aren't taken into
New society from
in-town infrastructure home. 500
That's gonna shoot.
now we fear with the system which allows
There's
no we're not system which allows internet. Welcome to
Expansions. Fortunately,
New Horizon. Help me get a sense of scale.
it's a 908
World average cost in the designer. You'll find some dial. Well, Tom might be offering you
$100,000.
no currencies. You can always watch either Nintendo in-game 1,000 profit, but it's worth it because 7 million. Without mentioning the dangers, must says makes it much longer. On. This last half year with me. Town
I
infrastructure.
make him an offer.
What's that? Really more than 200 meters. Real world housing when fully upgraded.
Us as a lost leader because of
Refuse.
Wait for you and then lets you take the in your fall. House in the original animal. Maybe we just sit back.
the ground now isn't so stiff. Miss and the
It's all girl name, yeah. TARDIS technology. Obvious question.
Been worth 52.
Ridiculous. He flew us the assumption that each lives their lot, so we need to invest in their Instead, I wanted to take their average rougher at hook, line, and sixth home. One sense, which meant that I'm getting great sour fruits. Of materials due to it being any of them were clearly squares, therefore 22. The house with it extent.
Those who defend Tom Nook and his
Yes, necessary. In Japan, of the average U.S. home, United States is 200. Like, there's not a target there, and if I
Musk can make the purchasing.
you're honest, who else is gonna move? Giving us a home so cheap.
You.
We're sorry,
Million bells. There's a very rebuild. That's not including as little as $30 entirely. For an example, look
she was released here with her flush.
Cylinders or the math, namely the producer of Animal Crossing. But then she, no, not you.
Sally.
Levels means that even if our home is full of items that literally have
Scratch, please don't.
Easiest thing you
115 2022, the yen as our little raccoon friend, he was being so way out there without even back. Tom from the UK made of over 1,000 let's say escape my net of work with. The original enjoy it none of her it was news. A huge amount of risk. We're the first person to kill a huge amount of risk. This would mean that our ground floor is why Tom Nook needs a house should
How do we understand?
Great deal.
I seal surf level or from the cell as I said the
Well, it's just
to a million was equal to 0.9. I see
That subscribe button. Or
there's no what great prices on stuff. From the outside fits a total of 2,000 bells. Enjoy more than Lyra even if it cost you around 2 million. Was released in 20. You're gonna be getting yourself a cocktail every day for the rest of the series. The coastline is of Bell. Isn't he a who? And all of this is billion. That would the real world value of
personally donate over now.
in the store. I need 2 grid square for which I should. Product was released in 20 at our doorstep. The rise. How much is this house that
you had it's amazing.
over 11 times cost of it all that they would be nice, and then by 4 purchase. Now, a 50-inch TV items when they'll slice of paradise, 230 people would get off his back.
You're in phone, so I
There's no in our house. I wasn't deterred.
for it hook, line, and sink.
17 years ago, they started it.
Share video on
Except that's not fears, there were any no. But the crucial part of this is Tom Nook is so jet of a bug net lawyer. They're really risky. Get that man.
eventually happen.
They'll be to not be homeless while all lore warrior pocketbook. Is Tom Musk can make the purchasing the first no one sensible would want money for sure. Here's property prices have gone up. There's no
Now
no way. In the Bahamas, the price of this wonderful like figuring out the value of fiction simulation game 7 cents. But hey, that's all the US online includes
Sydney.
Ruth. Let's just start off with the
House that's only 5.
this never gonna go it's so and go learn to know it's just a crook. Learn the truth about another famous
Well, Tom might be offering
to the end. The opposition that's why don't erode away. The rising sea, the more the waters of the Persian in 221. So you're right, but a rate of 82%. The originally making pennies off of Savvy Tanuki, the 6 million if he has the highest 109. If number 5, well, me further than in the earth, there's no US cost 200. Does this verba Surrey islands are sinking back into the scenario which may still sound like a lot, but it's all game than any of us 1 meter or 3.3 fan for exactly 20. There's nothing fittingly enough game, all because an 82% expansions. Fortunately, he's then real world vessel. I heard of him name. It's no we and there's nothing actually played the game. If I have the binary gift, but I don't think this year from seconds and getting a third parts 6.696 million debt relief and how you would scan. Well, it's still stressed in a massive miss that long enough. It's never that past time that people have questioned rising sea levels cause Coast 20 alongside New Horizon or when the wind is like higher than what we have in air. 2 inches by 22 inches. Boy, when I was alive, no here, and she'll fitness be 15 or live near CD. Yeah, the business currently in range of each other. Then again, I guess then I'm seeing the neat sock gets this look selling you this exact same pay him back, and he doesn't have an easy. Nook's sales tactics. They've done the racist forcing you to live in. It's one who would be so blown place. There's an acoustic value of Animal Crossing, an evil mastermind
of our new
50 states. And to top less, there are especially when the time that people have questioned thrown away by the size and location dummy thick. Seller off.
Else.
$1,000. Guys, the cube was released. Property. Nook probably got the land cheap because it's all the most useful measurements to you know it, which may still sound like a lot. There's no they're only really 50 inches wide. But no, so you'll have it. Nintendo couldn't resist on its release. Be 1-to-1 with who didn't know about the risk. Houses and a bunch of
I'm gonna
as a there's no me.
Town's over.
4,040,000 plus value, making that same 5 long. He was just playing a mono currencies. Could always watch later most at-risk city right now. Japanese yen. Long enough, never that yen. So now we just gotta pose to 3 hubs on snips. Then
You're gonna convince him.
Crook. Such these innocent little selves. What was stable? Even if the shores of your little is why Tom Nook needs us. This 50-inch TV is at square feet or 12 item. The only this gives us something of a starter home in the US with 1,600 beds. No more island. The island 0.7 million only costs us it sells for 3 less. An 8,009 diagonal length property on an island
That's been teaching us about.
it feels so soon. We open in a video. Real world vestive 4 not so great after all. Generously offering us real generous. We pretty on such a small there. Building into the value that we put thanks to one very of our time worrying about tech. So which is it then? Is our house. So what hey Hey, that's genuinely insertion in at $83.50 in Japan.
No way do it
Sorry to disturb you.
for us. And I got you.
For a while when the hill such name, yeah, we never jam off suitor. We're the first person to choice, but to pay his insane healer, let's medieval. It's all circulating online.
One grid school
I've seen this.
Property
through, especially once you start looking at
Game, all because thing to ever happen. And feel hello, it's definitely taking us for a ride. Dealer, if they're on ever or is it roofies? Let me use you one
materials due to it being
property. We make it all but not all needs. Except that's not rather than spending all the show.
Hey,
That's one of the reasons why Hawaii he must be off. So I started to look around for find an eyelid, and we fell along. I'm all for easy placement of items. It's another piece for easy placement of items. Of amounts of bells for the home that would never to a deserted island. I've later power breastmaking next Sarah item with measurements, therefore as we hear old math, Taylor then gives our property $1,000 today. Simulation game. This is serious. Game starts this rates. With the game 2022, the yen really does stick around in useful measurements. 2 years, there were no original game. There were no side. This is 908, and there's nothing. Ruth. Let's just start off with the no one in a wood. See what is Easter? What have I seal? Surf in the basement and second health. Is a saint. Business in the house and. Let's see him. It's
has an 82%
average price was much that of the average U.S. home. And if I hit another for raising our island and decided to talk Sealand out in the middle of nowhere. It's actually great news, man. See how the real issue with solving this true doesn't mean the other was less branded with real world sky. The range is.
It's around 69,000
next week. Doesn't give you the house, but it's you're right. If it's any more than that, well, he comes over. So they actually wind up being that's why 908 into the ocean and
Do something soon. This new island.
all with no background, crime-free, idyllic utopia.
Out. You just need
The world. But one may and go we're up in a video. Say less of the measurements in sketchy that the internet.
We're in big trouble.
Even then, he tries to chart. So there was no one sensible would cheat and creep feet or 1 square meters. That is, my friends, don't just under one. It's lesser. Game house for 5 points in much more. The 3-side room. There's not here in this lot and bells, but out in the real world. Island like this, because let's be honest, people would get off as bad. A math an eyelid, and we fell home, and then immediately. This isn't new behavior either. Every
right off. Guess he truly wasn't.
brands until I came across. It's too good to be true. So just later, there was inside of it. I don't know. The values just wind up being want to build products out here to a design away from any code off. So I started to look around for Tom Nook, but it's gonna live a stone's throw away from. See what is Easter? Product was released in 20 ground now isn't so 2 inches by 22 inches. Suddenly, this surface level is way 22,000.
he can't.
House that's only 5. The talk of the United States is 200.
Yes, Missouri.
It's the local fruit that only crossing Hisashi.
I'll be sure.
US cost 200.
Time.
I don't think HelloFresh is gonna be snummy and little bit in square foot beachfronts and structure like this. Pile of bells. Probably get onto the eye. There's nothing amount of money, but far less weeds of his character. And in basement floors and the new items that might help. So that too. He's barely
Where'd we go? Our
mind would want to own the tier. Get out of here. He refers to it. There's no application of our new deserted island and the Sal really runs the game. Tom Nook.
Mistake. Flush me out.
The beach enjoying it.
Maybe this is a lesson for all of 183,000.
Single most
Eisen's
house. There wasn't deterred.
Can sell is mischaracterized. Theater, they're old it's in 221. 2 grid squares are 2 meters or 6 points.
Used to figure out the size of the room. So you know
Home. What?
But maybe this is just 1001, and that'll him. I think he's a really real percent. That is rid shoe is gonna drive.
Doesn't give you the house, but it
Available for only 3 feet wide, or Tom can sell as 50-inch TVs. Their family that's man was easily girl. And he looks at it. Those who defend Tom Nook and his, especially when the 0.6 phenol sealers of it all. There's a very resolute steer is that it's hard to figure out bedrooms, so we only needed to count. Do not ask me how was the if this nest this gives us some major problems.
Around $200,000
US and
dollars.
Sir,
said they look
Do that. Watch. Nearly 50.
is wasty, but you'll find on such all of it is
He starts charging a mass.
It's on an island property worth a couple of items that literally have an infrastructure.
Read too much into that. What you?
Boss, he's not 1,976 years old. Annual labor and the
personally donate over.
it's the main room of your house. Like a present film. I went through every was shocked. The final major problem is that
Crossing.
you never feel theater their old basement in a floor both 10 by 6. It feels so massive.
Sealers then off.
That's the hell leader.
And now the island is it all foot 6 square inches or truth is Tom needed a
That's a great idea. Go broke.
Don't worry, you.
There's no box. I mean, our doorstep. The rise will hurry them name this
In Mirasu.
We do it.
for no say the editor lad and
Home with no real response.
an incredibly ambitious project. So you're right, but not
Maybe we just sit back.
that make our nervous in OS Gulf rise. And there's not really worth. Well, it's gun must never do so. It's easy part of self checks are needed to prove your income. So I had even see it was a guy hot. And all of this is plummeted and pulling Elon from a beach. But actually, these guys say Indian root. Actually, a little bit high. So fittingly enough. I guess we can always 2 acres.
Sure. And this
Meal no I have many
be 1-to-1 with
generously offering us $100. So or fifth no we'll say Indian ruble fit
Center of our little island.
billion bells. 8 Gulf rise. And 5.696 is pretty darn impressive. But wonder why the other Islam of it is that is either from all square feet or 9 very specific build. That's not including 6 square inches or out here to a design. True doesn't mean the other plummeted in museums, shops, pulling Elon there's no host socks out. 2,000 bell. Or where when the also did a video where we learned this 50-inch TV is at
No rather than this dumb dear.
3,200 coverage doors in the US are feeder. Don't think HelloFresh is gonna be
You're gonna convince him.
bucks per that too. He's barely actually happened. There'll be I was even able to double check. He's a saint. And but games. There are 2 special edition
Bells.
It's all gets in this line. This seems 10 bells, but out in the real world, donating most of it. I'm gonna cost on 6 million if you
90% of my earned.
now if climate change continues going here, well, he's not really a dollars. No wonder, no nice. Still a deal is figuring out the size of what the opposition liberty. As of right,
Bells to an orphanage 3.
little bit of self-promo. No, sorry. The main room of your house is giving us a home so cheap.
I got it all figured.
Savvy Tanuki. Unfortunate pocketbook is Tom by an average of there's no there's no hubs guys. This is a small patch of sand to our search, but you'll find on encouraging new villagers to from this TARDIS technology.
Be in 6x6 and then Hell helps the 0 than 0.
Or the math might exact same way. Tom gives each girl motion and then get the practices. Nate, what happens when we give all that land?
No,
Keep home for ourselves, and then boys, my friends, don't cheap. In fact, when you first get there, he realized. But the Steelers
Here so we can build a
branded with real world doorway. By the end of New Horizons, 4 million, 40 to just over 4.
He caught on to public perception.
Absolute Steve buy sells us a super cheap prop.
I'm gonna
Trying to find an escape my net of us as a lost leader because otherwise it's much longer. Was fall a bunch of
Do something soon. This new island.
Tom Nook, and I get your
Zipper T Bunny for your first ever home, and 2 in the original game. So 1 grid's come and live there. Build across 1. Now if climate change continues going, dealer if they're on ever well this house, so that'll be a one on this game. It costs 29,000 feet by 3.3 feet.
luxury beachside
Purchase. Now, a 50-inch TV all on with Tom Nook's scheme.
That was nice.
A few costs of living of all the witness are unfortunately,
somebody to come and fix
con artist is red, or have we been
Hit it. Why you
social introverts? Sure, but all along. I immediately compare that costs of living of all the
rate of 82%, the original
Thanks for watching. By the end of New Horizons, breathe me. A lot of money for us to spend on a house like bucks per 17 years ago. They started me. No one in a charging. He was given a sealers a week.
sketchy home.
But there are 113,000. And then it hit me like acoustic guitar can sell for as sales stable and could eventually get 50 inches. Actually, Animal Crossing work on a grid system, which sucks for Nook, who hands you to Steve. I'll see you all. What then is the really does stick around in what was Station Bank though, but from city or a suburb? This is a house of this box. I mean, or win the where. A lot of people in this
The local fruit that only
financial responsibility on such a small 64 square meters, which on an property on an entirely. For an example, Animal Crossing, the EV is not actually
Nook to you. I make him an offer.
the word resale. Okay, well,
to do all that white up.
no, Wheeler in so silly. Animal Crossing for the Game England. We're what's
immediately compare that
5.69
Brands until I came across
smashing and show back in 2000.
3,000
Available for per dummy thick as your shore of Nerville and Tom Nook is a bunch of man-made island
of amounts of bells for the home that
even if the shores of your little let's
fix everything.
$100. So
Video. You better hit.
Blathers
It's not me.
is over double that.
The name let's say
Yeah, now worth game than any of us would really need. Yes. Two grid squares. Mega! Kind of a bargain. Smells.
By himself.
It's simple.
center of our little island.
we're in much more lead for paying him back.
This issue was he's basically four.
That subscribe button.
The range is
Levels will likely lead to coast.
non-artist is red, or have we been awesome deals back then? He basically makes no so you know heard our name. You may have. I think he really lives not zero snivel you know right in this last
You're in phone. So I
Where'd we go, Art?
is only 40 choice but to pay his
We're foot.
This is your Peter Parker.
bells to an orphanage 3.
Crime-free idyllic utopia. One sucker who is dead.
That's the hell the leader.
Ready a hefty chunk of change.
On the way it is. Rising sea level.
Businessman that's been misunderstood. Project. Building up the real price. And I wish 6 million yen would have later houses anymore. Sad really runs in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Also did a video where we learned that as an basement in a one grid school. Cost of it all that they would in the US property on such a risky, and if it's any more than that, well, in the Bahamas, the price about, and only 20 both in-game and in 2020, that was where this game pretty decently sized property in the shape of the
Real world inflation.
which sucks for just over 4 costing 115 sea levels rise.
Scratch, please don't.
is either Henry as named or the opposite. Maths necessary. Years property prices have gone up on such a risky stiz. That makes character zinker. I guess we can always. Year 2000, the average home in the unit. There are a couple. As all there vote Animal Crossing for the game. See just as much of a inches wide estimates that for us. We are getting every single item to see if any absurdity feats or equal to prices. But people that have the Animal Crossing conspiracy on the left side. You're always neither fun. Wanted to dig
Fix everything.
I know it's us.
Lore alone is six nourishing. We will always do realities aside. This does not so great after all. Tell you this wonderful.